All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Hexiled Gaming. I'm Scott, and I'm here with the Reverend Joe.
Hey, we got it. Yes, by round 3. We are in round 3 of the Campaign Against Taxidermy.
Taxidermy?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Taxidermy.
That's not even close.
Okay, so let's introduce this game by
on.
saying that my wife is attempting to teach me how to use medication, and it's really sort of a trial and error thing. So I have been completely, I have been trying to figure out how to use allergy medicine, and apparently you're not supposed to take 3 of them in a day. So,
I thought you were going to say your wife is teaching you taxidermy, which was going to be even more worrying.
No. That's not next week's episode.
This is the Campaign Against Cancer. This is round 3. All the donations, using the donation link under the video here, go to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
St. Jude's Cancer Center. This is a tournament that's being run 6 years running now. This is our second year running it here, but it's run in 30 different locations now across the world. Even it used to be a national thing, but now we've got a couple of locations in Australia and one in Germany as well. So it's growing year after year, and it's an opportunity for the X-Wing community to give back to kind of the world at large. Taxidermy is not that. That's the opposite of that. So forget I ever said that.
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Okay, some things you can't unsee, bro. But I'm sitting here with Scott from Hexiled Gaming, who has been streaming some really quality X-Wing tournaments lately.
Yeah.
Scott, where can they find you on the interwebs?
So you can find me here at twitch.tv/HexilledGaming, youtube.com/HexilledGaming. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And I am graciously allowed to be on my friend Carlos's podcast, which is called Florida Man Plays X-Wing. I like to think of it as sort of a travel podcast about going to X-Wing tournaments. They keep insisting that we have to talk about actual, games and strategy and stuff. But I'm fighting them on that, so we'll get there. But check both of us out on the internet for what that's worth. But thank you so much for coming and watching our games today. We're in round 3 of the match. This is the last round before they do a cut and reseed the pods.
Yep.
So right now we're looking at some very different lists. A, from what we saw in the first few rounds, and B, from each other.
Exactly. So we see Curtis on the left has 4 rebel ships, but I've decided this is not beef. This is different.
It's more of a Slim Jim, you know what I mean? Or like a Slim Jim sandwich. Like if you take like 4 or 5 Slim Jims and just put them between, toasted bread. You don't want to use just regular bread.
Looking at that K-wing, it's hard to call that slim. And then there's Norra with Intimidation Zeb. I'm very excited about that. We got a bumping Norra who's going to reduce your agility. She can shoot at range 0.
I think she's a hysterically funny ship. Like that build of it is just crazy. And then you go from that right down to that Warden Squadron, who we pointed out has, 4 upgrades on K-Wing?
Yeah.
Coming in at a very lean 55 points.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
is very cheap for the amount of things on that ship. And then we've got Wedge with Predator and Lieutenant Blount. There's a Z95 in this list.
Okay, so I remember Blount from the first edition and from old school Star Wars CCG. Do you remember what he does now?
I always get him mixed up with the other guy.
Colonel Crack.
Yeah. While you perform a primary attack, if there's at least one other friendly ship at range 0 to 1 of the defender, you may reroll 1 additional.
Oh, that's a fantastic.
You may roll
Norra's ability. Yeah, so Norra can
die.
get right in there, get in the scrum, and then Blount can back her up. I think that's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's a really good synergy there. We'll see if he lives long enough to use it. I think it's tempting to try and shoot Norra before she gets into range 1, so maybe she's going to be drawing the fire in the first few rounds. On this right side, we've got Clint flying a very slim Vader with just afterburners and 3 of the lowest pilot skill Phantoms, the Imdaar test pilots.
Now, there's a couple things I find fascinating about that. For starters, Clint has 1 upgrade on one of his ships. His entire list has as many ships as any as many upgrades as any individual ship over on Curtis's side.
Yep.
That's a new and different way of playing. Like that's very strange. I also like that they call them Imdaar test pilots because I don't know if way back in the day when the Phantom was originally released, the release tournaments for that wave were called the Assault and Imdaar Alpha.
Oh.
Imdaar Alpha is apparently where they created the TIE Phantom, so it was a really cool, and I really love that they did this where back at 1.0, way back in the day, you could actually get the ships before a couple of months before they were released by winning one of them in one of these tournaments.
Oh,
so you were sitting, we played in several of them over our weekend and walked away with most of that wave before it had even hit the street. And I missed that, and it was some of the most fun we'd ever had playing X-Wing.
I am so glad that you're here both for your historic knowledge of X-Wing and WrestleMania.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. By the way, Money in the Bank tomorrow night for everybody. Forget Game of Thrones, Money in the Bank.
I tried to use money in the bank as a reference on stream to my bounty matches that I do on TTS.
Oh, what are the bounty
I don't know
matches? That sounds fascinating.
Oh, it's just you put a bounty on a card or upgrade or pilot or something like that, and then the competitors put together lists with that upgrade in mind, and if
very
they win
cool.
it,
See if you can get some of the lesser played stuff onto.
yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
That's
I
what
like
I
that a
love.
lot.
I love non-meta builds, and this encourages players to play that way.
I can't wait to see those. The setup that both of these players have used is. Are we still setting up over there? They haven't started yet.
I see dials down. So.
Okay. So this is the actual. Okay.
Okay.
The Phantoms seem to be pointing in an interesting direction, and the K-Wings, K-Wing arc, all that. The K-Wing seems to be flying into its own guys.
Yeah,
This
they've already.
Is odd.
Okay, they've already cloaked, so they've already moved once. Yeah. Here's a decloak left. He rolls backwards, which is going to make this one interesting. But he's done this before. This is the top table from Pod 2.
Awesome. Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh my God, Maui Mike, you and I could be friends.
oh boy, he's really excited
Yeah,
about this.
I'm
Oh,
calling
no,
in the
what's happening?
backup so that somebody else can see that somebody else actually got the reference.
Somebody's going to tell me what's going on
We
here.
just pulled over Travis Cooper, who's won 2 of our local hyperspaces. By local, I mean there was the one in Orlando and one
Florida,
in
yeah.
Miami. So 2 of our Florida ones.
Nice.
He's okay at X-wing. Yeah, he's all right. But he was pretty good at Star Wars CCG, so he's very excited to see that somebody has
The
come
Blount
up. Yeah.
reference, yeah. Sweet.
So this should be an interesting matchup. I'm telling you.
Hey, Turbo Pups. Thanks for the follow.
Hey, those aren't taxidermy turbo pups, are they?
Oh boy, I want to be the one that brings taxidermy up.
Oh,
Don't
good. It's
steal
only
that
funny
from
when
me.
you do it. Okay.
Fell's
Fair
Wrath.
Yep. Nice. That's Baron Fell. No, Fell's Wrath is the was Turf and Air, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Very cool. You guys
All right.
all missed. Well, some of you missed it. Some of you saw it earlier. We actually had 3 TIE pilots come in here with a Rebel pilot. I don't know
yeah.
if they were together or not, but you know.
Shout out to round 2.
Yep. That was our local chapter of the 501st, who are pretty cool guys.
Yeah.
So this approach is pretty interesting. I mean, it's so hard to tell because they did start so far away from each other. It'll be interesting to see what each one's game plan is and where they would like this engagement to happen.
So he one banks in. He's got decent lanes. This rock in the middle kind of screws up the mint green.
It does
TIE
a bit,
Phantom.
but those Phantoms can can go to the side so easily. You know,
Right,
Just a quick
yeah.
decloak, and all of a sudden that rock is nothing.
I wonder if we will see a decloak right and then some more banks in. They could decloak forward and then bank right. We'll see. I think he wants to force a decision on the rebel. I would try and pull that formation through the rocks. I think that's one
They're
thing
not
that
nearly as maneuverable as those Phantoms are going to be.
Exactly.
Those Phantoms
I think
would love
that's-
to have that fight happen in the rocks.
one thing that players do, one mistake players make when they play against sort of this 4-ship rebel list archetype, is they try to force the engagement too early. Like draw these formations through obstacles and mess them up. Force them to make decisions, especially when you are far more maneuverable than they
Well,
are.
and one thing that's a little more difficult in this one too is that Curtis over here on the right hand and left hand side is dealing with 4 different dials. I mean, they're similar enough, but those are 4 different dials.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to fly a formation that wants to play that close together through obstacles, dealing with the challenge that is Imdaar Alpha Test Pilot, the Phantom in general, and have to do it with 4 different range of options.
Right.
There's a lot of room for error there.
Now that being said, there's no real reason here that this formation needs to stick together. There's no
together.
Dutch, handing out target locks. The only thing is,
I mean, any small
Blount kinda
synergies between
wants to be-
Blount and Norra, but yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we'll have a little bit of advantage being able to block those Phantoms with 2 large base ships there.
Right.
Or I believe the Arc is medium base, right? Is the K-Wing large or medium?
Medium.
Medium.
Yeah,
So
they're
2
both
medium base
mediums.
ships. That's what I was confused about before, because I believe Intimidation used to be large base ship only
Oh, right.
in late 1.0.
Oh, is that right? The K-Wing is initiative 2. Let me I'm gonna arrange this a little bit better so that we can see lower initiative on the bottom. There we go. So yeah, he's right. The K-Wing does move first, which makes this awkward. But this is Curtis's third round. He's the top of his pod, so I trust that he knows where he wants this K-Wing to be.
Well, we talk a lot in the podcast about the surprise element and how much it can really work to your advantage. It's difficult to look at this list, never having played it, never having seen it, and sort of gauge who... I mean, I guess it's difficult to gauge who the real target is, what
Right.
the synergies are there, what the game plan is. I think it's also hard playing against Clint because it's not your standard Phantom build. And I think having some preconceived notions of how the build is supposed to work and what it does, and then playing against that by modifying one thing as significantly
Right.
is, they're unlikely to have evades. They don't need to for juke.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would be they're unlikely to have those. They're going to fly just that much differently.
Well, they'll get
People's
the evades
preconceived
from Stygium Array, so every time they decloak, they'll get a free evade.
Okay,
so they'll,
gotcha.
They'll still be focus evaded, but they won't be juke. So they'll be more likely to spend their evades than to keep it for juke.
Yeah. I feel like I proved my own point there where I had a preconceived notion of what the list does, and then you trip over that trying to adjust to what's happening now.
But you're right. If you have a game plan in mind for how to deal with quad Phantoms, and now you're dealing with 3 Phantoms and Vader, it's not at all the same.
No. Especially with a 6-pilot scale ace like that, where you're just sort of, using that. You're used to having that pilot skill advantage, and you don't really anymore. That's a very different world you're living in. Now,
Right.
what's Clint's list? What does it come up to points wise?
Oh, let's take a look at that.
Let's look at where they're at initiative wise on this one.
200.
He's at 200 even.
And then 199.
199, okay.
So he chose, Curtis chose, I would imagine he'd want Vader to move first before
Yeah,
Wedge.
Before Wedge to get that advantage.
3, so yeah. And Maui, good point. The Phantoms will still want their evades to recloak, so there's still a decision there to make about whether to spend or not. Because a lot of times you will see Phantom players take shield damage, take a damage in order to keep that evade around.
Now, if you were a betting man, you had to guess where the engagement begins here. Where do you think it is? Do you think it's even this round? I mean, there are a lot of options from the Phantom player to just cloak straight forward over some of them and be able to close that distance.
He's going left with his Phantoms. I think we will see engagement here. I don't think the Phantoms are going to run, but I don't like the Phantoms being so close to Vader.
Yeah. Again, it adds to that giving yourself opportunities to screw up. If you decide at the last minute you think it'll be cuter to decloak to the other way and then realize that puts them right in Vader's way, you're like, well.
That, and it's if all these ships are going to be in the same sort of cone, same area, then you don't have to worry about barrel rolling or which person do I want in arc. Well, they're all next to each other, so
Yeah.
I think Vader definitely needs to be a flanker, and he can't do that right now. All right, we're going
So
to mark a
that's a
ship
big
so that we can
turn.
move this K-Wing. Does he get around? Medium bases, man.
Around.
Let's see if this fits.
It does look like just barely.
Wow.
That's a
okay, Curtis.
precision fly.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree on that statement. Yeah. That felt
he
like
might have
perhaps
done
that
this
was planned.
before. Because especially bumping with those barrage rockets is so bad. That means you have no front arc. Because I'm pretty sure his turret is faced left and right. It's pretty much what you do with all K-Wings at this point.
Oh, I'm on like pins and needles when the firing starts for this. This should be fascinating.
Here's the one bank, so doesn't try and overcommit here. You got to know that Norra's gonna do something, some 3 bank. Is that white on her? 3 bank is white, yeah. She's gonna go fast, and she's gonna come towards these Phantoms. She wants to get that bump. She wants to get.
She wants to gum up their lanes, especially
Yeah.
with now that we have. Well, it is harder because they're not necessarily committed, but
There's 2 forward.
Basically, Norra gives them a great ability to use the terrain by going through that gap. And, it's hard to bonk them completely, but do they really want to go around? You know what I mean? It's not advantageous to them to do that either.
Right.
I still feel like the MVP of this matchup is always going to be Wedge. Wedge's ability to shoot those be able to shoot at one agility ones of them, they just pick them off so cleanly.
I don't know. I'm really rooting for this Norra. She can be a real pain when you keep shooting her and she's getting that free evade. But intimidation, Zeb, Norra seems pretty fun.
Well, both intimidation and Zeb are very, very cheap upgrades too.
And if she gets intimidation and then Wedge shoots the things that she's intimidating,
yeah, that's 0.
You know? Can you imagine Vader rolling 1
Blount
dice?
Throwing 3 dice against the guy with only 1 now. That's pretty impressive. That's the most value you're going to get out of a Z95 any day soon.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine? Well, I was going to say Zeb shooting 3 dice into, I guess, a 2 dice Vader with intimidation. That'd be pretty funny.
Again, it's funny the way you have preconceived notions of how a list works. I keep forgetting that Vader's a part of this list. I'm like literally plotting and scheming what you can do to these poor Imdaar test pilots, forgetting that they have like an older cousin ready to come and whoop you.
Yep. And given this formation, I can't imagine Vader did anything other than turn in. So there was that a 2 or 3? I think that was a 3 from Norra. She target locks, so she's not worried about any sort of defense. All right, hard turn in from Vader. And he's got a target lock focus, Norra. Yeah, this is just like a Fang fighter. Range 2 is a nightmare. So this is the perfect time to shoot Norra. She gets no range bonus. She gets no
I feel like she's
pilot bonus.
taking some pretty heavy fire this round. We have a bonk into the back of Norra with Wedge.
That's a bonk. Oof.
I feel like Norra's just in the wind here.
And Vader did move first. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the overlay. He does have initiative. So Vader's going to start us off here. 3 dice. That looks like all paint. That hit becomes a crit with advanced targeting computer. Spins a force point for hit crit. Looks like a focus. Trying to get that free evade. Does he get it? That looks like all 3 shields on Norra.
Man, that difference of being out by a quarter of an inch there.
Yep. All right, Wedge has no mods. I think I'd be tempted to shoot Vader if I have it, but looks like this guy's right on the very edge.
I mean, he's counting on a significant roll, though. Let's see if the force is with him.
All right, we're going to move Norra out of the way. Looks like he's got it to me, but hard to tell. All right. Yeah, I think he's got it. Here's Wedge.
So with Wedge's bonus, it'll be 3 dice and 2 dice.
Wow.
So
that sounds like natties to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, here's 2. At range 3. Looks like a blank evade. Does he spend his token?
Looks like he decides to take it. Taking 2.
Looks like that's on number 2, the gray one. All right, 1 hit. Rerolls for... Boy, it looks like 3.
See a lot of smiles at the table.
That must be
it's a good
Norra.
gentlemanly game where no one's happy with what's
target.
happening.
There's a blank. Spins the evade. Takes 1. And it's a crit. Looks like it's on the nose cone.
I'm going to go to the table. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm going to change. This guy is the lime green one. And this guy's the other one.
Yep. That was a damage sanctuary, guys. Players at the table being super awesome and showing us those crits just so we can see what's going on.
Look, chat knows what these crits are before I do. I got to learn the
What the art looks
the
like
damage.
on
Yeah.
Those ones they're using are the big ones of the promo deck that came out when the new set came out when you order it from a brick and mortar. Very cool. I like those a lot.
I've got one, but it doesn't fit in my cargo bay, my X-wing holder.
And it depends on what like ships you're playing too. If you're playing something like a Decimator, it's like, you know what, I really don't want 10 of these cards laid out across the table.
I think Blount shot and it didn't go through, so that would leave the Phantoms to shoot.
To get their vengeance.
And I think they're all shooting into Norra. Yep, there's a damage card on Norra.
Norra's still standing. It could be worse for her.
What wouldn't be great if this was range 2. She would sure like that extra die here.
bonus would be-
Oh boy.
Looks like 3 hits coming that way.
So that was range. Ooh, 2 blanks. Takes 3 on Norra. Hit, crit. Good luck trying to read that. We'll check that during the break.
Hashtag heroic. Yeah, no, you're right about that. That would have been a thing. I believe that is resistance only. Huh?
Yeah, Maui loves heroic, and I guess I have to make a heroic emote at some point. Anytime somebody blanks out. Oh man, he has not rolled a blank in about 9 dice. There's some paint.
Norra attempting to circumvent the damage.
Takes the crit. You know what? Thank you for trying, but unfortunately the lighting is not going to allow me to read that. I will go check that out. But Norra lives on 1. I believe that was the last Phantom.
You know, though, her living on 1, yeah, obviously you'd rather be alive than dead, but her living on 1 could cause some real problems next round if she is able to get in that gap, use her text, use the text of Blount, and sort of leverage.
Right.
I mean, have you ever seen one ship leverage 1 life that well?
So, barrage rockets from the K-Wing. Not sure who he's shooting. Spins it for 2. If he was shooting Vader, he might have had the bullseye, but nope, he's shooting the
damage Phantom, I would suspect.
yeah. And there's another damage card, so that's...
Puts him down to 1 hole remaining.
Yeah. I'm going to go check on those Norra crits. I'll be right back.
Absolutely. Hey, while he's gone, I want to take a couple minutes to give a couple more shout-outs just to Cool Stuff Games for hosting us today. Huge outfit down here in Florida, 7 different stores, huge supporters of all things gaming with all kinds of table space. They basically keep us all in gaming by giving us a place to play, keeping us stocked and keeping us ready to rock. I really want to thank Chris Chico Brown, A, for putting on this campaign against cancer thing, and B, for just being an awesome around dude and being on our podcast. which, by the way, Florida Man plays X-Wing. Listen all the time. There'll be beer. Also wanted you guys to go check out Scott over at Hexiled Games here on Twitch and on YouTube, and also just on. You guys have your own website?
No.
Nope.
Just Twitch and YouTube for now.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll buy that domain eventually.
Oh, for real?
You know what? Don't you go buy that and squat on it.
There's a 0% chance of me going on the internet and buying anything, let alone that.
Sorry, that was to the streaming audience.
Oh yeah. Don't buy that. That'd be rude.
Norra, double wounded pilot. She is doubly wounded.
So she's like hitting both arms, eh?
So if she tries to perform an action, she'll have to roll a dice and see if she gets distressed. I don't think she cares too much. She's on one hull.
I think she just wants to block that. Block that lane.
Yep, exactly.
Which, I mean, could cause any number. It's not like she doesn't have people backing her up, coming up behind her, and just leveraging that.
Yeah. Mike is talking about me bringing back the quad jumper emote. I still have it. We are at about 21 of 25 subscriber points. Once we get to 25, we unlock a new emote. So once we get there, everybody's going to get that emote. I promise you.
I
Gold
did not
Squadron's
know
got
any
their
of that was a
gunboat.
thing. Okay, so on Twitch, if you get a certain number of subscribers, you can get new emotes and stuff that just anybody can throw in the chat.
My emote is the natural light
okay.
cams.
That was the first one you bought.
Yep.
Very nice, very nice. I like it.
All right, dial's going down. I think the Phantom up top spent his evade, so he will not be recloaking. I think these two did recloak. Yeah, there's a cloak token, and I believe that's a cloak token as well.
That gives them a lot of options on how they want to start this round.
Yes and no. I don't think this guy can go forward or this one, so they both have to go left or right. I think left, probably, and then you bank in.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe those options. I have never played a Phantom, to be 100% honest with you. So most of what they do seems magical. It's kind of like playing a musical instrument for me. Anybody that can play guitar is better than me, so they are a guitar hero. These Phantoms, that doesn't seem like the best place for them to be.
They have less options because there are things in front of them right now. But, left or right, the Rebels do have to decide whether they just go straight. Well, yeah, they're definitely just going straight. I don't think they're going to go towards that rock or that debris. Vader, Vader's in a tough place because, I think Norra's going to fill that hole right on top of the Death Star, right on top of that laser.
Yeah, she's going to block the super laser.
Yeah. Yeah, Norra living on 1 health does feel appropriate. Feels thematic. She's coming out of the Death Star. Almost guaranteed another. Yeah, unless Vader PS kills her. But
I feel like Vader is going to have a hard... He may have the hardest time of all of them maneuvering in such a way so as not to get bumped by her specifically.
Because there's no way his K-turn's going to fit in there, and there's not a good direction for...
I just don't see him... I mean, the best bet in this situation is try to land where the pilot skill above you was about to be, right? Like if you had 6 pilot skill, aim for the guy that's at 5 pilot skill on their side because he's the most likely to not be exactly where he is.
Yeah.
But in this case, do you really want to be in the middle of that Charlie Foxtrot with Vader right now?
No, thank you.
He's good, but...
I'm trying to think if there's any way to do a cheeky Talon roll into an Afterburners, but because of the debris and the rock, that's not really an option.
I mean, I feel like the initiative order is also sort of working against Clint because it's like Norra blocking that hole is an entirely different thing with her at 5 pilot skill.
Yeah.
So basically those Phantoms can find places to be and maybe they end up blocking Norra, but that just makes it even worse for where Vader wants to land.
I kind of wonder, so the K-Wing's going to activate first, and I wonder if he turns the K-Wing so they can start lining up bombs. Turns the K-Wing, he can still shoot out his side. It'll be his 2 dice primary, but you move...
It'll likely range 1 on something. Possibly not the thing you really want, but probably range 1 on something.
Right.
This is a tense match.
Yeah, this is a tough round. 30-22, pretty close here. 42 minutes left. Oh, I just realized Imdaar number 2 damage sensor array. He can't recloak, so he didn't get to cloak because he didn't have his evade, and he can't
take the
evade now
action
to
to
get
do
his
it.
cloak back or recloak until he fixes that. He's on 1, and that's
Looks like
yeah,
we are
that's
kicking
no
out
good.
to the left-hand side over here, though. Be interesting to see if he goes. It'll be interesting to see if he goes in with that one or if he tries to go out and around. It'll be. I feel like almost his best option with that one is to go straight forward and then barrel roll off to the side and take an angle that goes between the 2 rocks that are towards the top top left of the screen.
Yeah, this is a weird one because he has a 1 bank and a 2 forward for that Phantom, neither of which seem good there. Ooh, so the K-Wing goes the other direction, maybe trying to line up that proximity mine. I mean, he's definitely trying to not bump. He kind of gets in Blount's way. I think Blount should be able to 1 forward to success, but I don't think there's enough
Suppose
room
we had
to
to make the
slam either.
sacrifice play and not give an action to one of your guys. Blount's the safest.
Yeah. Yeah, he rolls an extra die if a friendly ship is at 0 to 1 of the enemy,
of the
right?
defender, yeah.
Yeah. I think with Norra in this list, there was no doubt that there was going to be an enemy at range 0 to 1.
Yeah, the scrum was very
Ooh,
real.
Does that fit? Oh, I think it does. Nudge, nudge.
Tap, tap, tap.
Nope, I think it bumped. I saw that that template slide out. All right, let's see what he did, because none of these seem like great options. He did a 1 bank.
It's a sliding scale of bad. Some of these guys are gonna have a bad day.
Did he fit?
Very nice, nice pun. Nice pun.
Wow, look at that. He's fine. I don't know what he wants to shoot at, but he's fine. Why bank that one and hard turn that one? Well, I mean, why hard turn any of these?
A barrel rolled now to the left probably gives him a pretty interesting shot. No,
He
not
must
saying
think
it, though.
Norra's
He might,
going
yeah,
in
maybe he's
fast.
attempting to jailbreak. I mean, wouldn't be the worst thing for her to do, but I think it's the least likely.
Oh, there's a bump.
Oh, that's a lot of marking going on.
I think he's going to catch the back end of that K-Wing, yeah.
I think he's just trying to determine where he's gonna stop in this route and not where he was going. That was a difficult maneuver. I mean, he almost had it.
Yeah. All right, here's a 3 bank. Oh, he fits? Oh, this is...
Well, that Phantom called that one.
He probably would have... Well,
Now, unfortunately, Norra is going to fire ahead of that Phantom.
yeah.
And I think he's going to have a bad time. So, Scott, are you planning on attending the System Open come up here in Atlanta next weekend?
I wasn't planning on it.
That's fair.
It is already being covered, and I'm not playing in it, so...
That's fair.
I think I will be at home watching that stream, enjoying it.
Who is streaming that one?
GSP.
GSP?
Yeah.
Well, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
I believe I'll be running a confessional booth at that one where people can tell me why their game went wrong and how they'll never ever do it again.
That is a great service you
Yes,
offer.
no, I'll take one for the team, you know? We all do our part.
Yeah, Vader's lock was on Norra. See, so a focus from Wedge.
That was some very smart maneuvering on both parts on that one, though. To land that shot that the Phantom has on Norra is about the perfect shot for going on there.
Yeah. Let's see. Range 1 from Vader into the Z here.
12 incoming dice and Vader, maybe 13. That's going to be ugly.
Yeah, it's an additional die for Blount, so that's 4, right? 3 from the K-Wing, 3 from Wedge. Here's...
Into blanks.
Oh, that was into the Z from Vader. Okay.
Well,
So
Z
that was
has
2.
some to spare there.
Yeah, I think that's 1 shield. All right, so Wedge.
Both these players having to be so careful about even just measuring range and distance to any number of ships with any number of other ships in the way.
Yep.
That's always when you can see the true sportsmanship of X-Wing. Whenever it's like, you do this and this, so I can do this to you, and you're like, yeah, that's fair. I guess I could mark all my ships so that you could blast me more efficiently.
So Wedge checking for Predator. Looking at that bullseye arc.
Now, is he checking that attempt to shoot at Vader, or is he shooting at the Phantom?
I think he's... I would imagine he's trying to shoot at Vader, but he may opt to shoot at whatever he's got bullseye arc on. I think you shoot everything into Vader right now. This is such a vulnerable position for him.
Yeah, I think you need to remove his presence from the board. I think once you do that, you maintain your pilot skill advantage over almost everybody, and that's a huge difference.
Because literally every Rebel, the K-Wing, the Z-95, Wedge, and even the back arc on Norra has a shot into Vader.
Yep. All Vader sees is fear and dead men.
Spins it for 2. Vader gets 2 dice. Looks like a blank.
So he's removing 2 shields.
Yeah, it looks like 2 shields gone on Vader.
It's one of those times you curse having force points and not even be able to spend those.
Yeah.
The blank is an unforgiving mistress.
All right, yep. Norra checking that back arc, range 1. All right, 3v3. Ooh, there's a blank in there.
Blank and 2
So
regular
you're
hits.
telling me there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's 1 blank for Vader, but looks like... Spins it.
Spend the force to keep taking damage.
It's 3. Does...
We're at about 33 minutes here, guys, so we're about 40 minutes into this game. So far, the point total's looking like a pretty low 22-0.
Oh, those are force tokens. I kept thinking I was seeing 3 shields. I was like, what's going on? No, I got you.
Well, we've taken a damage card here. A face-up critical hit.
Yeah, that's a dead Phantom there.
A lot of Phantoms start out that way.
Let's take that bad boy out. Imdaar test pilot number 2 has gone 43 to 30. A little over 30 minutes left. Now that was not a bump from Norra, so this Phantom's going to get a shot. 4 dice. And
just...
that sure
Yep.
looks like natties and to a blank. Now, Norra gets her free evade. Takes 3. But she is over dead. Super dead. Ultra dead.
That brings our point total to 59 to the 43 right now. Still a very close game. Still could go either way.
K-Wing still got a range 1 shot into Vader. And
Vader
I
in
think
a precarious position.
all of the force points are gone for Vader right now. So the K-Wing will have 3v3, and the K-Wing has focus. Oh, yeah. 2. There's blanks. Blank City. Oh, boy.
That is unfortunate.
1, 2.
Puts Vader on his last bionic leg. Vader do not want.
You're going to see it every
Yeah, that
time,
hashtag
folks.
heroic has come up quite a bit this game. That has been a challenge for both players.
Take that, haters. Yeah, 59 to 79. Curtis, I think that lead lasted about 2 seconds.
Yes, yeah. We had a couple of lead changes in this game. As they say, you know, the number of points that either player had scored starting that round versus what they have now is a significant difference.
Yeah.
There's still quite a bit left in the round. Still very much in the scrum, but that changed a lot. Now, one thing we haven't seen, I mean, the K-Wing is still setting on a lot of ordnance. We still have Leia going. There's still a lot of things going on.
Clint just backing up, taking it all in, getting a better perspective.
But, you know, to be honest with you, there are times when the shots that Vader gets on him are, you know, Vader with 1 hull left is not dangerous anymore. He's still very much a part of this game.
Yeah. Is it time to K-turn? Well, you can't fit it in there with Wedge, right? You move first. He's got a 4K.
That's
Could.
a dicey proposition.
And he could, I wonder if we see a seismic onto this rock. You need to get everybody out of there, but that's a definite possibility from that K-Wing.
Well, I mean, do you or don't you?
Do you care about Lieutenant Blount?
One damage on Wedge, 1 damage on Blount. If there's a very real possibility that takes Vader off his board before that happens, I'm perfectly fine with that sacrifice.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Resolver. So we get recloaks from both of the Phantoms. Now, where are they going to end up? Could decloak down. Could have 1 forward and 1 down. There's options.
I just don't know where that puts you in a. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Feels like you want to use the low pilot skill to just be able to clog up those lanes again. I know I stress the importance of blocking almost everything. But, well, that K-Wing's probably going to jailbreak. It's not turning back in. I don't think it's going over that debris. I think that's just where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Blount without Norra isn't much of a threat and doesn't have much left in him. I mean, I guess you never want to forget the fact that guy can throw 3 dice at range 1 just like everybody else can. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Wedge has some heavy lifting to do here without Norra here.
And neither of these Imdaars have been touched yet.
No.
So Vader could just bug out, and these ties could try and hold out for a little bit while... Because Vader can't regen his health, but he does need to regen his force points. He gets 1 back.
Yeah, so he should be at 1 currently. But even him not being able to use his ability because of his low force points is a huge hindrance to him.
Yeah, for sure. trying to judge whether that 4K would fit. It'd be 4 base links, 3, 4. No, I think that would be right at the back of Blount would be the edge of the template, and then he would hit. Yeah, no. Because when you K-turn, you don't have to worry about... You're not so worried about, oh, do I spend my force on the actions? You can't take any.
Yeah, you're not taking any anyway, and you're basically just regenning.
Then again, maybe he just wants to move and focus, and I can't see a way that he gets shots unless he just won forward, and that's so risky with Wedge right there. All right, we're dropping a bomb. That looks like a proton, but I think it's a seismic. He's got proximity and seismic. Yeah, that's definitely a seismic.
I mean, it's an interesting move with that many of his ships in the area, but I don't disagree with it either.
Brave.
Well, especially when you look at, the life totals of Rebels versus the life totals of these, fairly fragile Imdaar Alphas.
All right, here comes the decloak. Goes down and backwards. Probably see like a 1 hard turn in. Pretty safe.
Wants to give himself more space for maneuvering, looks like.
Yeah. And keeps these guys at a distance, which is good.
Yeah, but you don't want to look like they're keeping your distance. Sort of fly casual.
All right, so the K-Wing should be up. Yeah, he's going 3 straight. He's going to try and put it in there beside... Ooh, I don't think he's over.
Everybody being very careful, being very precise on that. Never hurts to leave the game knowing that you did it respectfully.
Yeah. Let's see how close he is to the board edge.
That's going to hinder his maneuvers next turn, it feels like.
K-Wings only have 2 hards. Yeah, he should be fine. There's a lot of board over there.
Yeah, but you always want to be very careful with those types of maneuvers because it becomes especially difficult to judge those ranges as you get farther from your side of the board.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've felt like I was perfectly fine until I came over to the other side of the board. I was like, oh, from this angle, I look terrible. That's not very smart at all, yeah.
That is a good point. Definitely go all the way around the board if you can.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the other side. Harder to do in tournament settings. Settings
but
where...
worth it. It's one of those things that, it is a little bit of a... It does slow the game slightly, but it'll always be worth it.
Ooh, a hard turn. Yeah, he's definitely trying to get away from that bomb. But I wonder if he's giving shots to these phantoms for free,
which are
just to get 1 damage potentially on Vader.
Yeah, but 1 damage on Vader here is
you're right.
Such a risk.
Never mind. I forgot how close Vader was to death.
I'm not gonna discount the value of that damage on Vader.
It's like 30-something points.
I mean, 30 points of points scored. God forbid, that guy starts getting shots on you again.
Yeah. All right, did Vader see this coming? Oh, he went the wrong way. He does have afterburners, thanks to the follow boom. Let's see. He should be able to get out of here. He can afterburners boost and then barrel roll up the board or something.
Some fancy flying.
Okay, yeah, 1 bank's right. Nicely done. Maybe he should just take a target lock here. So let's get rid of 1 charge on afterburners.
Interesting to see where Wedge goes, though. I mean, it could be a bit of a sacrifice play if Wedge has done a 2 to fly right over his own bomb and just barrel rolls there and gets the range 1 shot on Vader. I don't know that this has mattered other than Wedge just taking a hit here from his own bomb. I think what it might have done was just scared Vader off enough that Wedge could maneuver and actually get that range 1 shot, which is pretty smart, actually. We shall see. Well, going ham on this one.
All right, goes straight over. I wonder if he closed his wings. Oh, actually, he's facing some TIE Phantoms, so maybe that's not the best thing.
It's like getting closer to them only feels so good.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can... His wings are open. Okay.
I mean, he's
Probably
able
just
to
wants
get
to-
fire
well,
from the...
He's gonna barrel roll. Oof. He might get a little bit of debris cover there from that Phantom. That's gonna be close. Yeah, I think that bomb hurt him more than it hurt
So you
Clint.
got nobody.
Because now Blount is way out of position with no mods.
Yeah.
Wedge is out of position with no mods.
Yeah. K-Wing has a little mod. K-Wing, is it turret 1 to 2? Or it's side arc thing?
It's a turret, so it's all.
Oh, it's just
all
regular.
ranges,
Yeah,
yep.
okay, gotcha. 10.
But it is only
forward.
2 dice. Looks like range 2.
Looks like they're checking for obstruction to see if it, see where it's crossing. But here's the bigger disadvantage there. I actually feel like the Revel player lost more there from not having that obstacle there. I think that gave the Phantoms all kinds of extra room for maneuvering that you'd really rather they didn't have.
Yeah. That's a good point. These untouched Phantoms are going to have free reign now in the middle of the board.
Looking at about 20 minutes left here, guys, so put that
59
in
to
your
79.
calculations and your considerations.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm going to close betting. I always forget to do that.
Keep betting going right up till the end. I think
Yeah.
that person just won's going to win.
It's like, why would I ever bet early? All right. Wedge is going to start us off 3 dice. Looks like hit, focus. And only 1 dice that was unobstructed. So that was Lime, who's taking 1 shield. All right, test pilot's going to shoot. Got a range 3 into Wedge here with a focus.
Downtown. So basically 3 on 3 here.
You guys can't see it, but I dunk every time he says that.
We're working on an emoji for that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Dikembe Mutombo from NBA Live '95.
Two shields on Wedge. And we've still got 1 more Phantom to go with a range 2 unobstructed shot. Because that's what Wedge had. 3v2. Does he have the focus? He does. That looks like 3, so 1's going through. That'll be half points on Wedge. 2 go through at least.
Putting Wedge down to 2 hole.
Ooh, that looks like hit crit. Double damage. 3 on Wedge. He's on 1 hull.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. 86 to 79. Lead goes back to Clint.
These aces are having a rough day.
All right, here's 2 dice out the side of the K-Wing.
Using
Looks
the
like
focus, turn on.
1. Are those blanks? Is he going to spit? I think he's thinking about the evade, maybe.
Doing a lot of end game math in these guys' heads, so you always have to give them the benefit of this tough decisions.
Takes the shield. Trying to figure out what that token is. I'll be right back.
Absolutely. Hey guys, as we're coming on to the towards the end of this round, I just want to remind everybody that there's a link down in the comment. There's a link down in the description down here to be able to donate to the Campaign Against Cancer, which supports St. Jude's charities. If you use the one that's down there, I believe we're in a bit of a competition with some of the other streamers to see who can raise the most money for a good cause. So any day we're competing to see how much good we can do. I consider that a win for everybody, guys. Now, in this game, not everybody's going to win. One of these two players is going to win this game, and I don't bet it's going to be by a very small margin. These first two games we've seen today have been very close. A lot of good competitors today playing some tough games, and this one is definitely one of those. This is a matchup where I feel like both players had to go into this not really knowing exactly how to approach this matchup.
Right.
It's one of those times where you know your own list so well and your opponent's not very much.
Yep.
At the beginning of this game, we saw Norra sort of had some problems with range control where she was just out of the one range she needed to get undeadified in a pretty significant way. Undeadify is completely a word right now. That, I think, ended up being a swinging point of that game. That was one of those things where it's a game of millimeters. Had she been just close enough to one of those guys and avoided 3 more shots, I think she would have been a significant portion of this game still.
Right.
That being said, Vader being down at 1, Wedge is still alive. The initiative is on Clint's side, but those 2 aces can do some damage.
And Blount is in such an awful position here. He's stressed. He doesn't have any blue turn, so either he banks and gets rid of the stress, or he turns in, probably lands on that debris, does something terrible, keeps the stress. There's just no good option for him. He can't turn around. I would imagine he just banks.
I mean, he could turn around if he procs Leia this turn, right? We do still have Leia.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
And, now or never seems to be pretty much a thing.
He could K-turn the Z. He could Talon roll Wedge if you think the...
If you think he'll get around that debris?
No, but he's going over that debris no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
It's just where do you think the Phantoms are going to be? They could decloak up here in one bank and then you're
It is not unfathomable that debris finishes Wedge.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And it wouldn't even be the first time today that we saw
we've seen
a
that,
debris
yes.
finish somebody off. Of course, he
Rock
had
MVP, you know what I'm saying?
He had stunned pilot, so. Hard to tell which direction. Oh, Vader's facing the left top of the board. Okay. So he's not going to be a factor this round. All right, decloak left. So yeah, one of the nicer things to do with these Phantoms is to just decloak and then one bank or one hard. You cast this wide net.
Feels like he wants to play the range control game and just get pot shots where he can, knowing that Curtis is in such a difficult position to even get shots. Feels like you just play off and watch him try to struggle to find a shot.
Yep.
Take what you can get and try to flank a couple.
He might have a barrage rocket shot there, or he should. Maybe he slams. Maybe he wants to get in there. Goes for the focus. He might have a shot out the side. Who knows?
Yeah, I feel like he does, but
Yeah,
there is
he'll have
one
a shot here.
I mean, in fairness, though, if that test pilot, that number 1 that we have listed up there, if he takes another hit, I mean, that does give the point advantage to Curtis. There are winnable solutions here. They're tight, but they're there.
Yep, there's the one hard.
And if you haven't seen it here in any games that we've played today, dice can be a factor.
That's why heroic is so good.
Somebody mentioned that actually the other day. I have seen a lot of movies though, and heroes tend to get dead.
Yeah. All right, just one forwards with the Z, relieves the stress.
Yeah, it puts him in a decent position next turn to just hard turn and be back in the fight.
Yeah. He could 3 Talon Vader and then spin that last afterburners if he wants to just get closer, but I don't know if that's the time to use it.
I don't know how close you want to get with Vader.
Oh, wow. Blount's going for a target lock. Okay. Okay, dude. He's got plans.
Well, I mean, both these players still got to be looking at the clock, you know? This is not the last round.
It is a Talon roll. Is he gonna afterburn?
Fans of
or is
Star
he
Wars
gonna hang out
CCG out there will recognize that Vader in his custom tie actually pretty good at talon rolling.
Just gonna hang out. Okay. Ooh.
This roll seems unusually crucial. You can see on the faces of the players who are in the other room, they are both waiting with bated breath.
Is that a crit? Oh no! No! Oh, Wedge, you sweet prince. Oh,
Both players congratulating each other on just some horrific luck
that
right
sucks. The debris this game is so
Dun, dun,
brutal.
dun.
This today.
Dun dun dun.
All right, Blount, you got this, bro. Oh, I forget the K-Wing even exists. Sorry. So Vader doesn't have range on Blount.
Seriously, though, Blount's got to be looking at me like, oh, my odds just dropped.
All right, the Imdaars are going to shoot first. Looks like a range 3
Warden
because he
Squadron is
2 dice.
untouched. Gosh, that point swing just went to 133 at 79.
All right, 2 shields from the K-Wing gone.
113. I apologize.
Where are you, K-Wing? There you are.
Looking at about 11 minutes left here.
There's a blank and turns it into a hit. And looks like the Phantoms are okay. Ah, man, what he really needs is a really awesome proximity mine. If he can
He's still got one
shoot out here
left.
with a 3 bank or something, maybe slam into position.
It would save some MMOB, like I said. Putting
Yeah.
getting half of that test pilot isn't. Getting half of that test pilot puts him 13 points
20,
behind still.
yeah.
That's not terrible. I mean, getting that whole one, so it's 114. That would put him at.
I mean, a good proximity mine, 1 damage, 2 dice rolls. I mean, that could
Blount
be.
did just take a target lock on him too, so he could have a fully modded shot,
You're right.
and he could be close enough to get the extra die from Norra, if somehow this plays out that way. There are stranger things that have happened.
You know what would be crazy is if Blount PS killed one of these Phantoms, or this green Phantom at 3, yeah. It's a possibility. I mean, if the K-Wing gets into range 1, it's going to be tough for Blount to get any closer, so it would only be 3 dice.
It's a possibility, though.
Yeah.
And it has been a great day of X-Wing so far.
Yeah, man, and we're only halfway there. Imagine how good X-Wing's going to get after lunch.
With a full stomach.
Yeah. I'm not currently opening my food ordering app so that I can be the first person to order food. Decloaks here, or Decloaks from the Phantoms. They are closing the gap on Blount. It looks like they are not concerned maybe about this K-Wing.
I mean, it is interesting because they are putting the rock between them and Blount. I mean,
Yeah.
Not that Blount's the scariest ship in the world, but he is something close to his only chance right now, and that rock is going to make his life a little more difficult.
All right, there's a 2 hard. Yeah, he just focuses. He gets the barrage rockets up.
I mean, it gives him a lot of coverage with the turret going to either side, too, though. It's going to be
problem
hard
is-
to get completely arc dodged here.
There is a dead zone in range 1 because barrage rockets are
Going
2 to
2 to
3
3.
and his turrets left right. But nope, looks like that guy, unless he barrel rolls back into range 1, I don't think he's going to do that.
It's going to be
Yeah,
hard for
focuses.
going to be very hard for Blount to get a shot there. Then.
These guys seem awful close to each other. Ooh, okay. This one's going to go after the K-Wing. It's a real BM move there from Clint. He's like, you know what? I only need one ship to deal with Blount.
I think that's been interesting.
Of course, you know what? Vader's still around.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going after Blount.
Has been interesting to see this entire game go by and have them not use Leia.
Oh, good point. If this is a K turn, you know what? He probably did use Leia.
Yeah, we did. I said it's now or never in a very real fashion.
Yeah, that's her. Yep. Leia is spent. Oh, man, I think that K-Wing might be just out of range 1 for the Blount ability, but I don't know.
For a bit home, I'm pretty sure Vader's probably at full force right now.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We'll crack that iron end real quick. I don't know if it'll matter much on this one, but it could.
Ooh, okay, there it is. Checking for the target lock, takes it, and focuses. So he's definitely spent a force point, if not more. Yep, he spent 1. He's got 2 left. All right, looks like 3 on the Z. Blount's probably deciding whether to spend focus, and he does. Takes 1 on the shield. That's half points for the Z.
Yeah, about 5 minutes left, so. With us at that time, you know, I think there's a reasonable question about that, but.
Does not get range 1 for the extra die into the Phantom. Checking for crack shot, doesn't get it. So probably shoots into the Phantom. There's a blank, but he's got a target lock. Oh, he must be shooting Vader then.
Shooting into Vader.
Oh, because Vader's only on 1. That's more points. You're right.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that. Sometimes you do desperate things.
There's a blank. So, looks like a shield and a damage into the K-Wing.
Shield and damage does give him additional points for the getting halfway on that one.
All right, this test pilot going to shoot into Blount. Range 3 through a debris.
And boom goes the dice.
Yep, spins it for 3.
Rolling for his life here.
All right, let's see what went through.
Kablooey.
Blinded, it sounds like.
Blinded by the light. Glad he spent that focus earlier. That did keep him alive.
All right, back to dials here. Oh, wait, we got this K-Wing with barrage rockets. Ooh, he could finish off Vader. How much force does Vader have left? He's got 2 left.
Still, though, that is, so you're saying there's a chance.
I'm definitely saying that.
While they're making these decisions, we're looking at about 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in this round, so after that happens and there being one more round, if Vader goes down here, it feels like there is
Let's see some paint. Looks like 2. Oh, I think he got him. He got him. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Vader goes down.
Down goes
114 to 129.
Down goes Frazier. Hey, both competitors smiling and laughing about that roll and seeming to have a good time, guys. This is a great day of X-Wing. As the 2-minute warning, looks like they'll have one more round. It's
it
still
feels,
anyone's game here.
It feels like karma. Wedge dying on the debris, Vader dying to this barrage rocket from the K-Wing that only
Remember,
got 2
it's not
hits.
over yet. There's an Imdaar test pilot that's vulnerable. I feel like the 5.1 is a possibility to get half on him.
Yep.
Blount is sitting at 1. He's having a bad time.
Yeah.
Now, Curtis does have pilot skill over both of them, so.
I think this guy can only go left. The lime green
think he's got
Phantom
enough room to make
can't
it?
go right because of the K-Wing, can't go forward because of the debris, has to go left. Now, he could stay cloaked, honestly.
I mean, he is the one that's in danger of giving up half points. I feel
Yeah.
like he's probably not going to give up half points if he stays cloaked, takes extra 2 dice, focuses and just tanks up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Move towards the Z. I mean, you could shoot over that debris, although you risk giving up half points on yourself, and we've seen that happen. We've seen too much
It's,
bad.
man, Rock MVP
debris.
today, right? That Rock's been rolling, you know what I mean?
This guy's facing the K-Wing, so he's probably going to decloak down and hard turn in.
These guys making some tough choices here.
Oh, Bill's talking about decloaking forward and K-turning. That could be all right.
It's an option. I just feel like there's not that much to be gained from even taking shots on that Warden at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already at.
You can put him over there, I think. Just throw him on top of that. Yeah. There's the time in the round. So this will be the last round. 114 to 129. Clint is on top. Curtis, if he can get half points on one of them, yeah, he should be able to take the lead again. He's just got to not lose that Z in the process. If he shoots forward, the problem is the only place this Phantom can go, this lime green Phantom, is left, and that's pretty much where he would go if he shot forward. The black Phantom can't really pursue him. He's facing the wrong way. So I think
I feel like it almost feels like the lime green Phantom has to give itself a shot on him. I don't know that he can.
The real question is, does Clint know that he's winning? Has he added this up in his head?
Do you when you play?
No.
I don't either.
Yeah. No way. There are plenty of apps that'll let you, scan the other player's list, and you can take the points off and see what half points are and all that stuff, but I'm not doing that in the middle of the game.
No, I certainly can't remember to do that on top of all my other triggers and try to make real tactical decisions based on processing more information. Oh, yeah. Our 2 players are staring intently at each other.
Looking
That's what we
deeply
call
into
a
each other's
Jacksonville
eyes.
standoff.
Oh.
No,
I
man.
thought they were taking each other to dinner. Never mind. Going to drop the proximity mine because it's the last round.
Yes.
And he wanted to use the
I feel
template.
like I just want to get my value out of that.
Oh, you know what would be bad is if it touches the board edge and it can't be legally placed. No, it's fine. I was thinking 3-bank the K-Wing, get as close as you can to that lime green. Well, 3 forward, because you don't want it in the front arc at range 1. Can't shoot it. There's the decloak. He does decloak forward, so he must be going for that K turn. Oh, that's got to be failed. Does he make that? Oh, what a legend. Oh, wow. Amazing
Legendary.
play there by Clint. I did not think that would fit. This dude has touched a Phantom before. Gonna move himself out of the way so that the K-Wing can maneuver. So 3 bank. He probably, no matter where this Phantom goes, 2 forward, 1 bank, whatever, he should have it in this side arc. There's no reason to line up a bomb here. It's just, are you more of a liability here? No, because this guy's not going to get shots on you. Ooh. Oh, no. He's going on to that debris.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, no.
That was more Legend of the Hidden Temple than legendary.
Oh, so it doesn't sound like it was a crit, or else the room would have erupted.
I'm telling you, man, rock MVP. This one has been a crazy one.
Yeah, I mean, if he won forwards with this, he can just barrel roll out of arc of the Phantom. Ooh, let's see. Or a 1 bank. Ooh, he goes for a 2 hard. Oh. Oh, he doesn't get a shot on the Phantom.
Which is unfortunate because he might have gotten the bonus for bounce ability on that Phantom. He might be range 1.
And I don't think he has a shot. It's way out of range for the other Phantom. It's going to be up to the K-Wing.
Hey, gotta be up to some dice here.
No, the Phantom does not have a shot on the K-Wing. He's facing the top of the board.
I think they're talking about the black Phantom down here.
Oh, sorry.
He could have a range
he
3
does.
downtown.
Yeah, I think he does. You're right. I think he has that range 3. Sorry, I heard that question. I was like, of course not.
We're looking at a painted black Phantom on a painted back lace and a black.
I was going to
space
say thank you, Clint, for bringing this Sherbert Phantom because it shows up so well on stream, but the other one does not.
Definitely not doing that, so go ahead.
All right. This is the Black Phantom, I believe, range 3, 1. And gets 1 evade. Okay.
So nothing doing there.
All right. K-Wing, is it range 1? And is it obstructed? These are the questions. It doesn't look... It looks like it's sliding. Oh, if that's range... Ooh, boy, if that's range 2, that's no good.
It's no good. It's no good. It's no good. He only needs 1 to get those half points.
Did he target lock or focus? I think there's 2 target locks there, so... Yeah, he's going to spin the lock.
We got about 30 minutes.
It must have been blank focus. Oh, 1. Is that 1?
Man.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Oh, blank. Oh, 1 evade, and that is it.
Oh,
Clint
man.
takes it 129 to 114 right down to the wire. Wow, incredible game. All right, well, that's going to do it for this match.
Oh, man. Scott, that was a good one. Hey, guys, we want to do a couple quick shout-outs again. I know it's like the 3rd time this round, but, man, Campaign Against Cancer. You cannot do enough for these guys. They do a lot of good for the community. They do a lot of good for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. The place to go is twinsonscharity.org if you want to do that. So if you want to find me on the internet, I will be surprised, but it'll be on Florida Man Plays X-Wing. And if you want to see Scott on the internet, Hexiled on Twitch and YouTube.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're going to take a little break here, guys.
Thanks.
Yep.